Yo, what it do, everybody, man? It's Saturday. It's time to talk some pro wrestling. Welcome, everyone, to the 11:30 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. What's goody? Y'all already know what it is, man. It's your man, Dre, a.k.a. Dre, on Wheels, man. Appreciate everyone definitely tuning in, man. We live here on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, X, YouTube, you name it, man. Appreciate everyone tuning in, man. Definitely follow the 11:30 podcast, man, and definitely if you're watching on YouTube, man, if you're new to the show and if you haven't done so already, definitely do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button down below, you guys, man. Like it, leave a comment, and share it. Do all that great stuff, and don't forget to follow the 11:30 podcast on all social media platforms. All right, man, we in the building. Like I said, man, it's time to talk some pro wrestling. New episode, man. It's here. I'm excited, man. A lot of stuff went down this past week, man. We're gonna be diving into the whole Booker T CM Punk confrontation, something like that, man. Whatever went down with that as well. Mercedes Monet made her debut in AEW this past week, and last night Hollywood Rock, man, is back. I almost jumped out of my damn wheelchair, man, for real. It was really exciting. A lot of stuff, man, we're gonna definitely get into, man. Not just myself, because I can talk about wrestling all day long. But you guys, I'm gonna bring on my guy, one of my bros from Commission Talks. He's also the host of the Beeline Entertainment. He's been joining me on Beyond 11:30. My guy, Brian B. What's going on with you, homie?
Yo, listen, man. I was like, wait a minute, it's Saturday, bro. What Dre doing over there? Talking that wrestling. What up, bro?
What's going on, man? I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
How's your day going?
Going all right, man. Chilling. Yo, usually Saturday's a chill day for me, man. Trying to get some stuff together. We do gardening in the spring, man. We garden, yo. I never thought you
Okay.
asked my ass 10, 15 years ago, yo, when you get older, you're gonna be making gardens and planting shit. I'm like, I love it, bro. I love it. So we
Oh,
getting ready for that.
okay, that's what's up, man. That's definitely what's up, man. Look at I took a little ride to the store before I had to do the show, and I was seeing some of the trees blossom and stuff. So I was like, man, the weather is
Yeah.
nice, man. About to break, so it's pretty
Oh yeah.
good, pretty
Yeah.
dope, man. Look at we here on Talk Pro Wrestling once again. Appreciate everyone tuning in, man. We're gonna be diving to everything. We ain't gonna waste no more time, man. I gotta ask
For
you because
real.
I know, like I just said, I literally fell out my chair, popped out my chair last night because I think everyone was asking for it, and Rocky been sort of giving us these little small little nuggets, week by
Yeah.
week, whether it's the Versace vests or the glasses, and just talking trash to the fans or whatever though.
Yeah.
And this past week, obviously, we've seen the return of the music of Hollywood Rock sort of is complete now
Oh
with the
yeah.
music. What was your thoughts on it though? And him doing a sort of impromptu rock concert, even though they didn't, say it. But once I seen
That's what it
everything in the ring,
was.
I figured it was a rock concert.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Check it out, yo, Dre. Listen. I was over there, texting y'all and stuff, and chat
Yeah.
and everything. Yo, listen, man. This right here, I feel like this is what everybody, when they saw Rock was turning heel, this is what everybody was looking for. Like,
Oh,
and it was weird because, I've been saying, with the way that things have been going, if you watch Commission, you watch like, even STR, like straight through the ropes, like how everything has been lately, I just feel like something been missing, man. And then last night, I think we got it from The Rock, man. Like, it was impossible to hate The Rock.
yeah.
I was laughing so hard. I think I still got a headache right now from that shit. He was straight in his element. Cause it's crazy because another part of me was like, I was a little mad at the beginning because when I heard Hollywood Rock music, I was like, this guy is back full force. It looked amazing. It sounded, I like how he tied it into the original, the regular song. Then he did the Is Cooking.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. Everybody was Rocky. It didn't matter. But then, like you said, when he started the concert and he started just talking, first he was on some babyface shit. And I was just
Yeah.
kind of like, come on, Rock, flipping on him. I wanted him flipping on him. I wanted like, but still, I hate the smell of this piece of candy ass trash. I was like, listen, please. But he did deliver because the concert was phenomenal. And bro, listen, what he said about Cody, yo. I feel like
Uh,
he won some fans last night, yo. I feel like he won some fans over last night.
of course,
For
of course.
real.
I know definitely if I was some of those guys out there who was in the element of hating The Rock because he sort of came back and entered himself into this and all of this, but
Yeah.
dude, man, like once I seen the microphone in the black mat on the ring, I was like, okay, it's about to be something special. I don't know what it is though.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
before then, man, when that is, that whole music switch up, and then I was like, oh my god, like it was just like it was everything to me because I was waiting
Was.
for that. And of course, a lot of people was just wanting that song to be with Hollywood Rock, and it's a different Hollywood Rock now.
It it's evolved, bro. Like that's what I was saying. I was like, it's not. I don't know if there's something about him being in Hollywood for so long. He's been gone for a while. I think we've been watching him slowly, even with the Instagram videos and stuff. He's been
mm,
slowly transitioning back into the groove, and I feel like last night it was a whole different persona. Like this wasn't just Hollywood Rock. This was elite Hollywood Rock. Like final, like you were saying, the final boss. Like
mm.
he was in his bag when he said that shit. Listen. I was always gonna wait for commission for this, but when he started talking about Cody's mom, bro, and he was putting it all together with how Cody was crying and the Cody crybabies is all y'all fucking crying, and it's like your mom's gonna be sitting in the front seat and she thinks she's getting that belt. She's not gonna get that belt. She's gonna get the Rock's belt. I said, oh fuck. I was I could have tried. I was in my kitchen. I was like, this motherfucker lost his mind. You know what you're gonna get? You're gonna get the Rock's belt. I said, holy shit. I was
Like
like, Cody
he's
Rhodes, I'm telling you right
like,
now, if you don't fucking say, I'm telling you right now, fuck all this nice guys. If you don't come back after that, I'm booing you for the rest of my life. I don't give a fuck. Face, heel, whatever.
he
Because this guy,
clowned his ass,
he
man.
destroyed. Then he said, this is the shit, the other shit that had me crying. He said, yeah, and your mom's gonna be sitting there, and the belt's gonna have all the blood. It's gonna have her tears too because she's gonna cry, just like her son. It's like
Hey yo.
there's nothing you can do after that. Like if you're battling somebody and just arguing and just cracking at each other, there's nothing you have to sit down after that remark right there. Okay, fucking, you won. Just give
Hey
him the
yo,
belt.
man. I was cracking up laughing when he made fun of him though, when he was like, "Oh, you want to cry? Oh, you want shut the fuck up." I was like, "Hey yo, Rock man is on a different level. Like, obviously he can't say what he want on TV, but these
Yo,
Instagram, Twitter, and social media posts, the day of SmackDown, man, be
for real.
legendary, man, and be
I
going
know.
in. And he told Cody, like he said, he gonna whip whip him. We told like his mom gonna whip him and whip his mom, or show his mom the whipping, man. It was a not
He
only
pulled
electric,
that
man.
belt after his day out of that bag. I said, "This nigga bought a belt too." I said, "Yeah. This guy, he's full throttle." And then he threw in the Moana shit. I'm like, "Yeah. There's nothing you could do. There's nothing you could do. I'm sorry to Roman. I'm sorry to the Bloodline. All you need. I could have watched 2 hours of that shit. I would have watched that shit, and I'd have said, "Listen, bro, this is the greatest spectacle I ever saw in my life."
I mean, I don't know if it's. I mean, Cody Rhodes is so over right now, so I can't say there's no way for him to come back after that. But
Man,
obviously, he's the biggest baby face where he could, have those raw emotions and
yeah,
cry on live television,
yeah,
and people bought into it. I'm like, I can't give it to Dusty, but I can give it to my mom. And I was like, oh man, that sounds really nice. Like I mean, damn, Dusty's not here. Like
right.
I
Like,
feel for him a little bit. But then as
oh,
soon as The Rock, says what he said, shut the fuck up. Like,
I'm trying
well,
to tell you,
damn,
bro.
bro. He just gives you the opposite version of everything, man. Like it
Yo,
was legend.
I want to say this, Dre. I'm glad you just brought that up because it's a good point, yo. I think, of course, there's different types of fans, yo. There's different types of people who are fans for whatever reason. You got some people
Mhm.
that just like the good guy. You're like they want to see the good guy beat the bad guy, and that's how it goes. Then you got some people who they just like who they like, or they like what's presented in front of them. They like it for certain reasons, whatever your music, your whatever, your character, whatever.
Mhm.
Then you like, then you got those guys who is like, I like Cody Rhodes, man. I'm not a Cody Rhodes hater, but right now the position that Cody is in, I like the other guys better. And the other guys are making Cody Rhodes' character look shitty. The Rock came in. Cody Rhodes went up against Roman last year and lost. And lost. Oh, bloodline interfere. They interfere in every fucking body. But he still lost. After that happened, Cody Rhodes, he worked himself up, got a whole bunch of wins. He did real good. He was kicking ass. He was fucking everybody. The Brock Lesnar shit was incredible. But it still wasn't instant enough. So then he won the Royal Rumble again. Then at that point, I'm sitting there saying, "Oh, I'm fuck again, motherfucker! Oh,
That's too much. If you're a heel guy, that's too much for you.
it's too much, man. Like, damn, like, all right, so you're just the best, right? If you're the best, you don't have the belt, right? So now it's like all this stuff happening, and it's like, okay, Roman and Cody, all right, we're gonna see what happens. The money in the bank is floating. There's a little bit of something that could be a little swerve. But then The Rock came back. And then you got the chance of Rocky versus Roman, a bloodline story we've been waiting for forever. Everything, in my opinion, has outshadowed Cody Rhodes. The biggest thing that The Rock did was give Cody a reason to have people get behind him even harder than they were before by The Rock trying to steal his spot. And then people were like, no, 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 Rock, give that back. That's Cody's. I feel like
Yeah.
that's the only reason motherfuckers got behind him as hard as they did, yo. On some real shit. And then he became a person of the board. If The Rock would have came back and what didn't sign the TKO deal, I wonder if they would have been as strong about him taking Cody's spot as they were. It's interesting. Interesting concept. Like
I
abusing
think
his power kind of and shit.
And this whole final boss thing, and before I say that, you are definitely right because a lot of people were into Cody Rhodes, but I think once The Rock came back and did this element and this Cody Rhodes and Rock sort of beef, like it made Cody Rhodes a bigger star because it's like hell, you got Joe Button over here on his podcast
Tell you.
talking about The Rock slapping Cody Rhodes and
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of stuff. So I think it's incredible. Would this all happen if The Rock, joined the board or anything? I'm not 100% sure, but I can't sit here and act like I don't, freaking love it
Enjoy it.
though.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
for real. For real.
and I think it's also when you mentioned too, like Cody Rhodes could be too much for certain fans though, and certain fans out there is like like yourself are big fans of the heel guy, and
Love
but
Hill.
I think the baby face is cool. I don't see you just being like fuck the
I
baby
don't hate. I don't
faces,
hate faces. I don't
yeah,
hate the
yeah,
faces, but it's just when it's when they're not established enough. Like when they're trying to. I didn't like Roman Reigns. Yo, when they was
What
pushing
about John
Roman
Cena?
Reigns, John Cena, I liked up to a point where I got tired of seeing him be the same shit every year or whatever year with
Okay,
Cena, because it was just
wow.
like it was just you get to a point where your character gets stale, man. You're continuously doing the same shit, and we know you're gonna go do this, and we know you're gonna fight back, and we know it's after a while like that's why for me my favorite characters are the ones who never have that line that they cross. There's not a distinguished thing that they do that establishes them from heel or babyface. I always say the biggest example of that is Stone Cold. Stone Cold was Stone Cold. You liked him, you loved him. He did the same shit in both parts. He never changed his character. Seth Rollins, he does a lot of catering to the fans. When he's a baby face, he'll cater to the fans. When he's a heel, he'll talk about the crowd, he'll talk about the arena. It's a weird thing. Becky Lynch is another one. She is always like her persona. She doesn't really cater. Maybe she'll say a little bit things when she's on a heel kind of role, but she's always like her persona, and that's what I enjoy. So the characters that cater to the fans, oh, because you guys and everybody, well, they couldn't do it without you and all that shit. Kiss my ass, man. Like, why do you have to do that? Like, why can't you just be a good guy and still be like, yo, everybody can kiss my ass. I'm gonna be the best, and that's how it is. I love that. That's that real shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying
Yeah.
to make me love you and shit.
I got you. I got you. And you said that too before on the podcast too.
Mm,
It's harder to get someone to like you than it is to hate you.
for real.
And definitely in wrestling, because man, if you're the over top baby face and
Yeah.
you're just so winning matches and like you cannot be stopped, then people are like, oh, now, wait a minute, dog. I don't know if I can fuck with you. Like
Yeah.
you too undefeated though, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's
You
too
know,
much,
so
man. Cody Rhodes was faced 5 times on the cover of the, listen, 5 times, like Booker T and shit. I was like, yo, listen, I don't hate you, Cody, but damn you, they shoving you down our throats, man. And it's just
Hmm.
like after a while, you just kind of get tired of seeing that same image, man. It's like, yo, like I said, and I'm not saying that turning heel is the answer, but what I'm saying is character development is definitely big. Like even Bianca Belair is another one we talk about on the regular. Like she's got a great character. She's, she's amazing in the ring. She's strong as shit. But to continuously just have her for like the last 2 years at this point, she's been the same fucking person, man. She's been the same dialogue in every one of her matches for the most part, from when she was going up against Sasha to when she just went up against whoever she went up last. I can't even remember. And it's like
Hmm.
you just have to have that kind of that difference. Like I like the fact that she's kind of got a little bit of an edge when she had that
Yeah,
segment with Bailey. You saw that, right? A
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit
She
of
got
edge on her.
Yeah, she got some type of. I thought it was coming sort of last year. After she had lost the women's championship, it
Yeah,
seemed like they held out for a moment. She was doing some, stuff where, I don't think it played a role into her being a heel, and then she's doing this. But um, I know that when SmackDown last night, Naomi came out because the week
yeah, yeah,
prior, Naomi and uh Bianca had got into it. She was like, "Nah, man, that bitch, man,
exactly.
she really did this shit to herself. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like, you know how many times me and Bailey went one on one when your ass was over there in TNA? Yeah,
yep,
we like she did it to herself, and I'm not coming out there. So last night you saw Naomi come out there and still get beat up. So I feel like the week after or next week, like damn, you couldn't save me or whatever. I feel like I
yeah.
smell
You're
a
right.
heel. Bianca is coming though. Like,
I'm down
you
for it.
got a lot of women in the women's roster from Tiffany Stratton
Yep.
and Jay Cargill who's coming in when she comes in and other women, Liv Morgan and so on though. I think we need some new fresh meat far as heel women, and I think Bianca would definitely be surprised because like how you just mentioned, being that same persona for so long can definitely get stale. And John Cena was the one, and it seemed like the only one who could have done that. But a lot of people, even if you look at NXT, Roxanne Perez, she
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
baby
Whew,
face for a while. Yeah, I know she
cutie,
fine,
yo.
ain't she?
Cute
Yeah,
as shit.
and
Cute as
now
shit.
she's playing this heel persona. So
Yeah,
I dig it, man. I definitely
yeah.
dig it. What's going on, Dev, man?
What's up,
Um,
Deb?
but Hollywood Rock, man, definitely back. I enjoy it. I know everyone is
True.
definitely excited. So, another thing, man, after commission talk, we was a little bit talking about this on commission talking away with uh Mercedes Monet,
Yeah, she's
made
back,
her
man.
debut in AEW this past Wednesday. They ain't waste no time.
I was
And
shocked
at
at that she kind of just came right out. I thought that she was gonna. I mean, it's good and bad, and I don't know if it's bad, but it's good in a way because it's like I think everybody would have expected like, oh, she's gonna do a run in on a match or something like that or whatever. But
hmm
just to kind of start the show and she just popped right in there. Let me try this. Let me try this on your show real quick, Dre. How do
okay.
you feel about that? How did you feel about that?
Hey man, and I was telling you, okay, I'm just gonna say it bluntly, man.
Yeah,
You talking about her just coming out at the beginning or just the whole entire thing though?
all of it. Like how you
All
feel
of it.
about her returning to the ring in AEW?
Ah, I feel like AEW right now has at least Tony Khan, man. He got the bag where he's ready to dish out money to
Mm,
these former WWE superstars who've
yep.
been on the top for so long or have a name to them, like
Ted
Tasha,
Ted
like
Turner. Ted
Ted,
Turner. TBS. Ted Turner.
and
Same shit.
like Mercedes Monet, and apparently she's like the highest paid women's wrestler in history at this point right now, which is, congratulations to her,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
but starting off the show, kicking it off the show with her, I did like the whole. Well, I mean, it sort of gave it away. She was driving a Mercedes though, so like I was like, oh, it's Mercedes, right? Like
Yeah,
they could have had another car, but other than that, though, I mean, I like the whole, the car driving to the, the showing the shot and then boom, doing something else. I would have waited, for a little while and build it up though. Like I
yeah,
said, the car in a way gave it away, but her debuting in AEW, I don't know if I like the CEO thing. I know she's the boss.
yeah,
Supposed to be the boss, Sasha Banks, and the boss is the CEO, the chairman, whatever you want to use it. I know Sean Spears, he got the chairman,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
mean, like,
I like that. I like that with
yeah,
the chair and everything. I like that.
I do, but I just don't. I don't know if I like the whole CEO. It feels a little forced. It feels a
I
little
feel you.
forced with the song, and it's like CEO. Like you, ain't, I don't feel like the crowd. It took time. I don't feel like it was time for it to sink in for us to really be chanting CEO. Like I mean,
I
like
feel you.
obviously, like I mean, that's a new gimmick, I guess. But I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, man. Like like I said, she's beautiful, looked great,
Oh yeah.
all that. But I mean, let's see where it goes. Let's really see where it goes.
Yeah, man. Like you said, I do think that they definitely did just
Did we?
put the chant. Yep, just like Devin said, put the
Hmm.
chant in the song, and that like kind of forces you. It's like somebody standing in the ring with their fist pumping,
Exactly.
CEO, trying to start it
Uh
off.
huh.
You should let a natural progression happen, especially with somebody who's new to the company and it's a big name. It's not like she needs help. Like, let people do that. Don't establish what people are going to do. Let people do that. But when you start doing shit like that, that's like I said, even with Cody, like you forcing it down their throat. They didn't really, force anything like in that same way. But she came
Hmm.
in, bro, and we've been saying this shit. Dre, I remember me and you had a conversation about Sasha Banks when she first left, yo, and we saw her in Japan. That was Sasha Banks in Japan. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I don't care what her name is. I don't care what her song is. That was Sasha Banks in AEW. That's how I see it.
Hmm.
Monet, is cool. You know what I'm saying? I think I would have enjoyed it more if she would have brought the New Japan persona. If she would have brought the New Japan song, because I like that money song she had. That was pretty
Yeah.
dope. I don't know what kind of technicalities if she owned it. Apparently not, because she would have took it probably with her. But I think it would have been a better persona because it was already kind of established there to bring that in. She had won. She had beat Kairi Sane for the NJW, whatever you say, the
Yeah.
New Japan title.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think it would have just kind of at least it would have stuck a little bit more because it's like from this point we've known you as this person, Sasha Banks. That's how we knew you, and then you went and you reestablished to the Mercedes Monet. But now you're coming into AEW and you're establishing another persona. It's like, bro, how we can't get invested in you. You know what I'm saying? And then you on an interview saying that you're gonna be going back to WWE sometime. You know you are. So now it's like, how the hell am I ever gonna get? I'm just waiting for you to be Sasha Banks again. I'm sorry to
That's
say
what a
it.
lot of people are.
That's
Uh
it. That's
huh.
it. Like you
A
can
lot.
go up against anybody. There's a lot of good matches she can have. There's a lot of talented people, but let's be honest, bro. You would love to see her and Jade Cargill in WWE, not in AW. You'd love to
Mm.
see her come back in and do some shit, maybe even with Bailey again. These women. Another thing, real quick. Another thing, like, the four horsewomen, bro. Their time is starting to kind of dwindle. I'm not trying to say anything about them, but I'm just saying they've been in this shit for a while. Bailey, Charlotte, Becky. Becky got kids, writing books. Charlotte, getting injured, constantly back and forth, in and out. But Sasha's constantly getting injured. She went and left, got injured before when she was in WWE. She was injured in and out, in and out. Bailey's been the only one that's really been consecutively there and really holding her ground. But I mean, how much longer does she have before she's gonna start, making decisions to go in other places? So I don't know, bro. It's weird, man. Just be Sasha
Yeah.
Banks.
And I think that goes with a lot of people, Sasha Banks and everyone who changed their character, man, and leave and venture on and go do something else. Man, just be that person, man. We want you to be this person again,
Yeah.
and her
Sometimes it
leaving.
works, but I mean, with her, I just feel like it's just you've been Sasha Banks this whole time. I respect you for trying to follow your dreams or whatever, but it's just damn, it's hard to see you as anything else for me at least.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you. I definitely feel you though. Like, I wanted to be Sasha Banks again though. I mean,
Yeah,
the whole Mercedes Monet, obviously, you got to get used to it. We understand she going by that name. But I don't see why she picked AEW over WWE. It's just one
That
vision. But
bag,
yeah,
bro.
I mean, yeah, definitely. That's what she was
Bag.
wanting in WWE. I think wouldn't wanting to pay her what she wanted at the moment. And Tony
Yeah.
Khan, of course, being the hoe he is for former WWE
Woo!
wrestlers, he just jump on it and be like, "Oh, 10 million, I pay it for you," you know. And
Really?
another conversation was too is though the people who are into like ratings or whatever. Well, how come that since fans in a way knew it was a whole lot of speculation. They made the announcement like 6 weeks prior that hey,
Hmm.
you know what, big business is taking place in Boston, Massachusetts. Word got around that it was going to be the boss Sasha Banks or Mercedes Monet making her debut. How
Yeah.
come they didn't get over a million, views, a million, ratings?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and that's definitely a point that to look at. Like, basically, you're just kind of trying shit. Like, you can't really. There's no way to know what's going to happen when you get one of these stars or like these so-called stars that you think are going to be this giant name that's going to have people jumping through hoops to see her and this, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Sasha Banks is not a big name, but the problem is this is the problem. This is the same conversation we had. Her name is Sasha Banks, and she's a big name in WWE. But when she
Mm,
starts establishing other places, I'm not saying that she's not a great talent, but her establishment was Sasha Banks in WWE. She's not Hulk Hogan to where Hulk Hogan can go over to WCW and still fucking be Hulk Hogan. Nah, you went to somewhere else and you were Mercedes Monet. And if you just said that name to somebody who didn't really watch it or didn't pay attention, they'd be like, who the fuck is that? Oh, that's Sasha
mm.
Banks. Sasha Banks, but she's in WWE, isn't she? Nah, she went over there. So now you got a whole different, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh,
You
really?
know,
Okay, you're tired and shit already.
prime example, right? Prime example. Thursday night, Boston Celtics had a game and they were home, at a home game,
Yep.
and I had the TV on the game, and it she came up, and the commentators were talking about, hey man, tune into AEW Dynamite. There go Mercedes Monet and everything, and I was like, oh shit, look at her. And my fiance noticed her. She was like, oh, her hair look pretty, her hair look nice. I said, you don't recognize that's Sasha Banks. She said, oh, the purple girl with the purple hair, and
See,
that
on some real
tells you
shit. On some
that
real
tells
shit.
you that when that name don't go with them,
Exactly.
you're totally different from what
You're
you
right.
were.
Yeah, it's true,
Totally
man.
different.
It's hard to know somebody different. It's hard to know somebody. Even, sometimes even when you have where it's character changes, you know what I'm saying? You've seen character changes in wrestling a lot. You know what I'm saying? People go through different characters, they try different schemes. It's been done plenty of times. But it's hard to establish them when they're different. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's just really good. You know what I'm saying? We were talking about the Undertaker. The Undertaker, when he was in the indie scene, he was big Mark Callows, like, and then all of a
Mhm.
sudden he's the Undertaker. Then he became the Undertaker, but he was the American Badass Undertaker, the Dead Man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, it was different things, but he was still the Undertaker, man. And that's why it's really difficult to try to like a different character. You're not the same anymore. You're different. Now you have to get reestablished. And now she had to get reestablished twice after injury. So it's like while we're sitting here waiting for her to be Sasha Banks again, she's doing other shit. And I don't think it's going to be the same kind of draw that it would be if she was Sasha Banks. So
yeah.
this is what it is.
I agree with you, man. Definitely agree with you. Mercedes Monet definitely got to make a mark. And will she? I don't know. I don't feel like she's going to move the needle. You know,
How they
um,
think. Yeah,
in
me neither.
in AEW though.
Yeah.
But one thing you just mentioned, The Undertaker, man, Hall of Famer guy, and
Oh,
of
yeah.
course we were just talking about AEW. Have you seen the remarks that Undertaker made? Said, "Well, Sting done went ahead and retired now
Yeah.
because we could have had this last matchup of the dream match
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
everybody wanted it." When I read that, fake or real or whatever, I'm like, really, Taker? Because I feel like you had some stroke within the WWE. You could have had that matchup in WWE. Maybe not though, but
Mm.
since it didn't happen, it's over with. Let's not go back to it. I'm done with it though. I feel
Yeah.
like it's gonna be a disaster.
I think he was just. I think he was just playing around. I think he was
Okay.
like, "Oh, Sting, now you're retired." Now it's like, I definitely think he was just playing. But
Okay.
to your point though, like even like he probably was definitely playing. I definitely think Taker was playing. But let's just say on some real shit, man. Why didn't we get that match, man? I mean, like you just said, bro. Everybody knows that would have been one of the biggest matches of all time. Let's think about it too, like strategically. up until Brock Lesnar beat Sting at Brock Lesnar
Undertaker.
beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania, the streak was strong. WrestleMania is their biggest show. If they would have had Sting versus Undertaker, it would have had to be at WrestleMania. There's no fucking place where it could have been. So
Mhm.
then, you gonna go into one of these giant matches where basically you kind of know Sting is gonna lose. I think I'm making sense. You kind of know
Mhm.
Sting is gonna lose because the Undertaker's on his streak and you don't think he's gonna take a streak. But at the same time, it still could have been interesting because hey, maybe Sting is gonna beat the Undertaker. Or maybe he did take the streak. That would have been something that I don't think people would have even had problems with.
Yeah,
So
I
I
think
don't
it had
know.
a lot. I think it
There's a
had
lot
to
of
do with Vince
options, I guess.
McMahon. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it
me
had to
too.
do with Vince McMahon because Vince McMahon did not like those guys. The guys I mean in WCW who were the competition. Sting never
Yep.
came over to WWE, and most of the guys who did come over to WWE, we all seen what happened to them.
Yeah, you're
And
right.
Hogan, the NWO, Goldberg, all those top names set out for what that 2 years or whatever after
The
the
invasion. Yeah,
buy-in, yeah, the invasion. But you had all these mid Carter guys. They were throwing in all these storylines and
yeah,
everything. But then once that shit was done and they were finished done using them, they threw all of them out and kept the ones that they sort of liked. Booker T, being one of them, and among
yeah,
others though. But I think it had to do with Vince McMahon not wanting him to put him up against the Undertaker and him to have this moment because that's what the fans wanted. But hey,
you
who
definitely
knows,
wanted that
man?
shit.
But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely wanted that, man. I think something that's very, very interesting. I'm not too sure if you heard about this. Josh
Yeah.
Barnett's Bloodsport X. That's coming WrestleMania week, and it's going to feature someone from WWE. And I think this is very, very interesting. That multiple WWE superstars will compete at Josh Barnett's Bloodsport X event, which is part of the GCW collective during WrestleMania 40 weekend. And first announced is WWE superstar Shayna Baszler, though,
Yeah.
which big fan of Shayna Baszler. I love her. I just wish she got used better in WWE. But however, that's a different conversation for a different podcast. Uh, Shayna Baszler is going to be competing at Game Changing Wrestling's huge event, WrestleMania week, and obviously the report was talking about multiple other superstars are definitely going to be there as well from
Yeah.
WWE competing there. Usually, you hear this sort of like an AEW thing or guys who are in the independents, more than likely, and definitely AEW because a lot of AEW guys that's on the card. But
Yeah.
as far as WWE, I think this is awesome and that WWE is allowing these superstars to compete,
Yeah.
elsewhere, especially during this big weekend.
Yeah. I want to say this right here because this is how I feel, yo. I feel like AEW does this, but they don't do it right. I feel like I don't know if it's because of their status. I don't know if their caliber. And I'm not trying to just be an AEW. I'm not an AEW hater. I know I got to always clarify myself because some people will just be like, "Oh, you just hate them." No, it's not just that. It's not that simple. Like I just want to hate them. No, that's not. I don't have any gripe between them. I'm just calling it as I see it. You feel me? Like AEW, they intermingle. They did the intermingling with TNA, then the intermingling with New Japan. With they basically own ROH, so they kind of got in and out over there. You got a bunch of brands that you're able to establish different people on, and that's a great thing. WWE has always just been WWE, so their talent has been strictly focused in their areas. Now the thing is, you can't, just like you just said, Dre, different podcasts. Actually, this same story is Shayna Baszler's story. Think about it, man. If they give some of these people the ability to kind of cross over into certain areas, it doesn't have to be all over, just be a controlled kind of here, you go over there and do this and allow them to make a name or to make kind of like a big noise for people who are saying, whoa, this girl is great. Allow her to maybe even dabble in some shit that WWE doesn't. Let them see it. Let them test the waters and shit. Then all of a sudden, now you're over there making characters that you could bring back on the WWE, and it's a whole new establishment, man. You know what I'm saying? We were just talking about right now how having the same stale routine continuously is a problem. It causes you to lose interest in the character for sure. So if you got Shayna Baszler going over here, blood sport and all this shit. Listen, bro, it sounds like, damn, we know Shayna Baszler, she's like a fighter. They might go over there and be kicking ass. And then she comes back over to WWE, like, I went over there, I had to kick somebody's ass over here. Now you're like, man, you saw Shayna fuck these people up over there. Now she a whole different name right now. So, and who else? Who else might benefit from that? Whoever else they're probably not gonna throw over their big names. So there'll probably be guys like Apollo Crews, maybe even Omos, or people that can go over there and make a big noise. Somebody will see it, they can spread it around the internet, and then they're back on WWE. That's only beneficial to them. I can't see how that could be not beneficial to them.
Hey, I agree with you. I agree with you all the way, man. Because even just in in general, like you said, AEW does it, but I don't think they does it I don't think they do it very
Utilize it
well.
the
But
best,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
utilize it to their best. But I feel like like you said, WWE always had their superstars compete just for them and not go out, and compete elsewhere unless you even got to get fired to do that.
For
So
real.
for Shayna Baszler, exactly for Shayna Baszler to be the first, among other superstars that's going to come and do that, like it's tremendous. It opens up the door to where you can see different things. And also, like, this is WrestleMania week, and
Yeah.
let's be honest, I don't think Shayna Baszler is probably going to be on the card for WrestleMania. Like,
True.
some
Yeah.
people are going to get left out, such as like Apollo Crews and other guys, and to utilize them in such a way like this is, man, you what like
Yeah,
they
it's tremendous, bro.
it's tremendous. A lot of these guys want to go back and compete at some of these independent wrestling events because that's
Yeah.
either one, that's where they came from, that's where they started, and the fans there, in independent Jones, they gonna definitely show out, especially if it's WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, and I think Rhonda's I don't know if she's like how involved she is with GCW, but I know that she had the matches with Athena and so it's definitely interesting to see. I hope they don't pair her and Rhonda up again. But I don't know. But Rhonda's over there. Rhonda might have had a buzz in the ear, like, hey, blah blah. We let's see if we can make this noise. It's going to be interesting to see TKO's take on stuff like this. Like, we are getting a lot of changes, man. I don't know. I don't think it's Triple H. I'll be dead ass with you. I mean, I'm not. I don't know, but I don't think it seems more like UFC shit. Like, putting the
Mhm.
branding on the ring, letting them go in different areas, and UFC is a little bit more, strategize with their talent in their division, but they also have the understanding that, like, hey, listen, we ain't gonna let your ass fight every day, so it's like, if you ain't under contract, then go take your ass over there. But they may look at wrestling a little different. Like, they may look at it like how we're saying, like, hey, you go over there and bring name to our shit. You go over there and make it. We're gonna test you out over there. Let's see if you're worthy of coming back on here. So it's interesting to see this change of something that we've been watching for so long, that has been the same for so long, but now we're seeing things that we never thought we would see. And I don't know if it's because of the talent who's been there forever, like Triple H or Tony Khan, or not Tony Khan, Nick Khan, and those guys, or if it's just a change from the fucking head ups, or like, listen, we're gonna do different stuff now. Fuck what Vince McMahon and them said. It's gonna be a little different now, and y'all gonna get used to it. So we'll
Mhm.
see, for better or worse, man. We'll
Hey, we
see.
definitely gonna see. Definitely gonna see, man. My son is definitely, I guess, having a
Having a
moment
ball.
right now. Definitely
My
having a
kids
moment.
still, they running around upstairs and doing whatever they do.
I do want to take this moment and shout out everyone who's watching us on X and everyone who's watching us on YouTube. A huge crowd for everyone who's tuning in. Appreciate it so much.
Love you guys, yo.
Definitely subscribe to the Beeline Entertainment and definitely hit the like button here on the 11:30 podcast, man.
Show.
But yeah, that's gonna be real fun. I can't wait to see who else is going to definitely join in the whole conversation with this GCW and stuff. But
Yeah,
and
yeah.
also what I was going to say, this is kind of like the real forbidden door that people would like to see. Now, although
For real.
AEW they does it, with New Japan and TNA or whatever, but definitely we want to see something with WWE working with other companies. So
Yeah,
it's gonna
yeah.
be dope.
Because
Definitely.
really on some real shit, like, you hear. I don't know if you heard, like, another person who was kind of like, talking shit a little bit. I don't think what he said was too bad. I can't remember exactly, but Daniel Bryan was basically saying something again, or Bryan Danielson, and he was saying, like, hey, you got WWE is not the place where you want to see wrestlers, something along the lines of that. I can don't quote me on the shit. But he been saying stuff like that, like basically saying, like, you're not going to watch WWE for wrestling. And I fully fucking disagree with that. I mean, I think that they wrestle. I think that they have amazing talent in the ring, but I think that they are more for something you're going to want to see a lot more story and stuff like that, because that's what's engaging. I don't think any professional wrestlers are just, or maybe there's some, but are just watching it just to watch guys wrestle. At the end of the day, you might as well not even have a fucking storyline. Like, you might as well just make them do their damn fucking face off before their match, like a UFC fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if that's your establishment, oh, this guy's fighting this guy. There's no story behind it. There's no kind of reason why they're fighting or anything besides just a title or something like that. I don't want to see that. I love the story. I love the build up. I love the drama and shit like that or whatever. It makes it is a difference between that and boxing and other stuff like that. So if you're trying to say that just your talented, athleticism is the only thing that's going to be your selling point for the company, I feel like you're fucking pigeonholing, because you're only trying to keep one thing for your selling point. Bro, you got guys like Moxley, even Daniel Bryan, phenomenal. All the characters and stuff that he did when he was in WWE and stuff like that. You're gonna try to say that, oh, you should just focus most on your ability and not your fucking, your delivery or your acting, whatever you want to call it. I think that shit is
Yeah.
bullshit, bro.
Nathaniel, we're gonna get to your comment in just a moment. But Brian, what you were saying though, just about shit, damn, just made me threw it all the way off though. Um,
Daniel
uh,
Bryan saying that that basically WWE is not a spot for
yeah,
wrestling,
yeah,
like
yeah,
wrestling.
yes,
It's a
that's what
spot
I
for
was.
theatrics, basically, is what he was
Yes,
trying to.
my
I
mind
think
is
that's what
going
I'm trying.
yes, that's what you were saying though. But a lot of people don't. I was talking about this too. Like, although that people love WWE and love AEW, and AEW has more wrestling over there because that's what people want to see. People want to see more wrestling.
Yeah,
WWE is evolved into more telling stories and such. So you're gonna see less wrestling and more storytelling. You may video package, people putting promos and stuff like that, but it's engaging though. Now, to
exactly.
some people, if you want to see drop kicks and suplexes and what you want to see every match, I think AEW is definitely the spot. But a lot of people forget, man, some of the biggest moments in wrestling have nothing to do with wrestling, man. Is
I'm telling you.
it's just the moments, or whether it's a promo or a backstage segment. Hell, you what was a Shockmaster, right? With dude came through the wall and shit.
Typhoon.
Like, yeah,
Yep.
it had nothing to do with inside of the ring. You feel me? Like, some of the
Yeah,
craziest and insane moments are just moments itself, man. And
you're
that's what
right.
that's what wrestling definitely is, though. Okay, to the comment Nathaniel said, man, I think it's going to take place next week on AEW. Who you guys got between Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage, though? I'm definitely going to pick Christian Cage on this one. I don't, Adam Copeland won the last one, but he didn't. You had Luchasaurus. He go by something, Kill Switch.
Kill
Yeah,
switch.
he gave the
That
title.
what happened there?
I don't know. I don't
You go
know,
to
but
Luchasaurus, the kill switch.
I really don't know. I felt like Christian was going to utilize him better, but it just felt like all he's doing is just using Luchasaurus or Kill Switch or whatever to just get what he want in AEW. But
Yeah,
I mean, he just is a big man. He's just monster big man because he really don't fit in a way with everyone else. He's sort of creating this family,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
with the mom and Nick Wayne and all that. But hey, that's that.
Yeah. Listen, bro. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, with the whole Adam Copeland and Christian Cage, like I said, everybody who knows me, if you guys know me from being on the show so much, like I don't watch AEW like that. Like, I follow it, and the difference is I'll go ahead and look up what happened. I'll go ahead and check out some pieces of the matches. But as far as sitting down and watching the whole show, I only do that with SmackDown, Raw, and sometimes even NXT. I'll watch like the whole show at NXT sometimes. But AEW, I just gotta follow it, man. It's like whatever happened, I'll go ahead and look up what happened on TikTok, watch people's clips, watch different matches that happened. So I could miss a lot because I'm not as active with it. But at the same time, I kind of know what's happening. So it's like with Adam Copeland and Christian, man, Christian's character is phenomenal, but I kind of just feel like I don't really care to see them wrestle anymore, man. It's not really anything big, like we were saying. Like, the storylines are not like hugely developed, in my opinion. We got two guys that have so much chemistry with each other that it's unbelievable how they can't make a story that should be like, legendary WrestleMania kind of status, between both of them. They started it off as soon as Edge got there. and they really kind of fizzled out immediately because they had the disqualification ending, and like you just said, Edge won the last. I didn't even know Edge won the last one. I remember that's right. They had it at what was it?
Wrestle Dream. They had it
Wrestle
at
Dream.
Wrestle
That's
Dream, I
right. Yeah,
believe.
yeah, yeah. And now they're wrestling again. I'm like, well, why? Do some other shit, man. Just got over it. Like, what the fuck are they doing it
It's
for at this point?
you feel the same way about Mercedes Monet, the same way you do about Adam Copeland
Edge. I feel like that was a
or
failure.
Edge.
Well, yeah, Adam Copeland. Yeah, Adam Copeland. I
Yeah,
feel like that was a failure, bro. I feel like Adam Copeland went over there. I mean, for me, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to speak for him and shit. Like, if he wanted to do that, that's his shit. But as far as whatever, like, if he's continuing his dream, his Edge's career got shortened because of his injury, man. And it's like, he wants more time. Like, he found out he can get more time. I think that they were saying, like, WWE really didn't have too much else they could do with him. He started Judgment Day, and Judgment Day wasn't the fit, so they kicked him out of that shit. And then they didn't really have too much to do with him. So he said, yo, listen, I'm gonna go over to AEW and continue fucking wrestling. And I'm down for it, but I don't really feel like since he's been there, what has he really accomplished? Like, is he really in big pictures? Like, I don't see what he's doing.
yeah, he ain't doing nothing. He ain't really been doing nothing
Bro, man.
besides, been doing open challenges and sort of. I guess he got a bucket list of who he wants to wrestle, and that's just been about that, though. I
That's
mean,
cool for you, bro. Yeah,
yeah.
good for you.
Hey, it's cool, man. AEW is doing, what they doing. All right, we're gonna move on to our next topic here. We definitely been, chatting a little bit about this in the group chat and in the chat and stuff. Sami Zayn right now sort
Mm.
of is upset. Sort of
Yeah,
upset with the fans, man. He felt like the fans were really behind him. He had the fans taking him on for a ride, especially after last year's WrestleMania with him and Kevin Owens teamed up, taking on the Usos. They became the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, and even following them losing titles and everything like that, Sami Zayn has sort of been this underdog trying to fight up, and win big matches and obviously overcome what he have to overcome in front of him, though. But
yeah.
this past week, on Monday Night Raw, we seen a Last Chance Gauntlet match where the winner goes on to WrestleMania 40 to take on Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. I've said this multiple times that I was rooting for Chad Gable. I know a lot of people out there was rooting for Chad Gable. Some maybe been rooting for Shinsuke Nakamura or
Mm.
Sami
Man.
Zayn or whatever like that. But yeah, Sami Zayn took the W, and it's going to be Sami versus Gunther at WrestleMania. Though, how do you feel about Sami Zayn? Being upset with the fans though, or should he, even care to be upset with such fickle fans in a way? Oh, but then also, you got this story where Chad Gable was sort of, getting into in a way, even though it wasn't sort of established. But
Yeah.
yeah, the fans were sort of rooting for Chad Gable to have his moment. And you talked about this as well, being in the same spot in the same position for a long time. You definitely can get stale. And I
Yeah.
think WWE pushing the same, guys such as, Sami Zayn in a way over and over. We want to see some different faces, and Chad Gable is one of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. That's a good point too. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely parts of that as well, because Chad Gable is somebody who hasn't gotten his shot yet. He got his shot, and I honestly I don't know how other people feel, but I don't personally ever think he was ever going to get more than just maybe, maybe Intercontinental Championship, or more like US title, maybe, because I thought he was going to be a tag teamer, bro, but he is a phenomenal talent. And I think that the whole Gunther situation with the matches that he's had with Gunther and stuff like that, especially that match that he had, the big match that he fucking had with his daughter in the front row, that you're saying, Dre, like, it's one of the things he's got going behind him. His kid was there, and his kid was crying, and it was a lot of emotion involved and invested in that. My only thing, bro, is he did lose, man. And he did lose, and it wasn't a like a loss that was like, oh, somebody ran in, or it was a distraction or some shit. He lost. He put up hell of a fight, and he lost. Now I'm not mad that Sammy won, But I'll be real, Joe. I didn't really want to see Sami Zayn either. Like it,
Mhm.
Sammy, Sammy's shine. Sammy was that. This is that CM Punk talking shit. Sami Zayn was white hot, and and they had him, and Sami Zayn at one point, I was literally saying that Elimination Chamber. If he would have
Mhm.
beat fuck Elimination, I was saying if they would have made Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, the main event, I would have been for it, and I would have been for Sammy winning. I ain't gonna bullshit you, bro. I was literally one of the ones. It might be crazy, but I was like, Sami Zayn, his character development in that bloodline story was so glorified. After that shit happened, he teamed up with KO. It was a good, like, a united front. And then they won, the Usos. They took the Usos titles from the longest reigning tag teams of all time and shit. Most dominant faction and one of the most unbelievable stories. All that greatness. And once they took them titles, that was it.
Mhm.
If that fucking fast, that was it. That was it.
Yep.
Sami
Yep.
Zayn, everything he was, honorary Uso, as amazing as he was, that character, everything, it was gone. And then he's been trying to find what's next since then. And like you said, Chad Gable right now, he had an emotional connection with Gunther and we took him to levels he ain't never fucking thought. And he's a phenomenal athlete. And there is a lot of emotion with him. And I understand why people are like, yo, we need to see Chad because we did just see Sammy, bro. Like we did just
Mhm.
see him in the main event pictures and stuff like that. And there really isn't any kind of connection between Sammy and Gunther. There's no establishment besides he
No.
won that. I'm not saying they can't build it, but I'm just saying I can't even remember like a conversation between these two motherfuckers. And that's cool to be new, and I can look forward to that maybe. And it's going to be a good match. I mean, Sammy's phenomenal too, but I think people see that there's definitely more, tied in with Gable and what's it called? Gable's the underdog. He's hungry. He's coming back. Like, listen, this is my redemption story. You got me, but I haven't been able to live with myself since you got me. So I fuck I put away Alpha Academy. I did
That's
everything.
what I was
I want.
saying.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, Dre, you painted the picture. Dre painted the picture amazingly because you're absolutely right. Because that's how it really can come off. I see how people see it. I'm more seeing it like, listen, man, if we get Sam, we get Sammy. If we get what's it called, we get what's it called. I wouldn't hate either. If they triple threat it, I'd be down for it. I mean, I feel like the biggest thing I'm looking for next is Gunther. I'm looking for Gunther
Mhm.
in the big title picture. And I know that sounds sad because I'm not trying to look over nobody,
No, no, no.
but that's what I'm looking for. Whoever
It sounds
wins, win. But
Yeah, it sounds perfect. It definitely sounds perfect. Everyone who watching, are you Team Sammy, Team Gable? Who do you want to see face Gunther at WrestleMania? Though, do you think Sammy is going to win? Because I don't think Sammy is going to come out on top. I think it's going to be a great showing,
yeah,
and that's about it. I believe Gunther had beat Sami Zayn as well. You know what I mean?
I
And
can't. Yeah, I can't remember. Like,
yeah, I can't remember, but I feel like he have though. I feel like he have beaten Sami Zayn along the way of Gunther having this long reigning
long
championship
reign. Yeah,
run. But yeah, man, like
yeah, man.
uh Sammy of course been paired with Kevin Owens, and I thought it was like, okay, well, this is obviously if they paired them up, they got one of them got to turn on each other. But we already seen that. We
We've seen
seen
that a
KO,
million fucking
but we
times.
but we never seen Sami Zayn turn on Kevin Owens. But I think Sami Zayn, like you said, was red fucking hot, and
Yeah,
WWE
man.
didn't pull the trigger with him. They just stuck him with the tag teams and hey, do this and do that, and he did that all the way up into the fall. So
Yeah.
now it's like the steam has fell off him a little bit, and
Yeah, and now he's
they
back to trying to get up there again. And it's like it's going to be impossible. Well, it's not impossible, but it's going to be very hard to make that establishment that we just had with somebody that we just had, and then try to act like we're gonna. Oh, Sami Zayn's not losing now. Like, come on, bro. Like, all right, he tried the Drew McIntyre thing, and it was like, okay, they try to keep him relevant. They try to. Jey Uso went to Raw. Oh yeah, we're still friends. You don't even see them talk no fucking more. Like, it's just not really. I don't know. Sammy got lost in the shuffle, man. He got glorified in the shuffle, you know, in a way that I don't think anybody, I don't even think WWE had that shit planned. Like, there's no way they wrote that shit in. That shit was just happening, and I think it just got established as it was happening, and it was greatness. But
Mhm.
after that
Shit,
greatness happened,
even the stuff he was doing before the bloodline. You remember when he was like putting out so-called trying to put out this
Documentary.
documentary and he was like a conspiracy theory or whatever
Yeah.
like that. And I mean, which was pretty cool. He had to work with
Yeah,
who he
yeah,
had
it's
to work
different.
with in
Yeah.
the pandemic. But I mean, Sami Zayn has always been that underdog trying to fight up from ever since he was in NXT.
It's
He,
true.
NXT champion. Now he's on the main roster, have amazing matches and feuds, obviously with Kevin Owens and stuff. But I feel like, and also another thing I want to say too, I feel like this year, hopefully, some point of this year, we can see some fresh faces as champions.
For real.
Roman has held the belt for a while. Seth has held the belt for a while. Gunther has held the belt for a while. Hell, even Rhea Ripley has
Rhea
held the belt.
Ripley. Yep.
Judgment Day. So I mean, some new faces would definitely do, and I think it's a lot of guys, man, such as a Chad Gable, L.A. Knight, just
Hmm.
so many great men. Bronson Reed, Ivar, guys who've just been on the undercard, but definitely been showing out. Who could definitely be champion? You got a match like uh well, sticking to KO, he been inserted into the AJ Styles and excuse me, the LA he been
Logan
inserted
Paul
into
and Randy.
the
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I was thinking like, damn, I guess they didn't have nothing for KO to do. Let's just stick him in that match. So
Exactly.
it's like that's what they did with Sammy too. It was like, hey,
Yeah,
well, we,
man.
we got to keep this momentum winning. Be in this good
Yeah.
match with them, and Sammy, you do this right here with Gunther. He haven't been beaten, so it was like that was the only thing that they
Option.
can do.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only option. But I mean, other than that, man, like just so much other stuff. The AJ Styles and LA Knight match. I mean, that's a great match, but I feel like those two competitors who fighting for the first time, even if you were watching TNA Impact Wrestling, when those guys were there, people wanted that match, and it's sort of a dream match. And we ain't got a championship for it, but I feel like they're gonna have a good matchup
Yeah, I
at
feel
the
like
end
it's
of the
gonna be
day, though.
good too. I mean, I like you're saying, bro. I think that, we talked about it on commission as well. Like, I just WrestleMania is being set up to all these long reigns, man. Listen, if every title changes, this would be the first time where it's like if every single title change, I wouldn't be mad because it's like everybody's had it for so long. Even I still want Roman to win over Cody. I don't fucking nobody. But I definitely think that there's so much happening that, like you said, bro, I'm tired of seeing the same people. Yo, I'm not gonna even lie to you. Somebody else that I feel like they really need to figure out because they have something with them is Karrion Cross, man. I don't understand how he's being so underused. I'm not saying he's phenomenal, but I'm saying like in the big picture, I could definitely see. I mean, he's got a polarizing figure. Like he's got a hot girl with him. Scarlett's
The
fucking
music,
beautiful.
the
The
entrance.
music, the entrance. He's somebody that I can see like going up against and taking titles, not fucking playing his backyard shit with Bobby Lashley, bro. Like even with AOP and that union, I would love to see. Here's the next shit. I don't know if anybody's watching if I could see that Final Testament shit and some not quite babyface Judgment Day or whatever, but yo,
Oh, the
feed
Final
them a
Testament in like a Judgment Day role.
Bruh, feed
Yeah.
them motherfuckers each other, man. Like I want to see some like you just said, bro. The Bobby Lashley and Street Profits, they don't know what they doing with that shit. Stop it already, bro. Like is
Hey,
it
I want to point out one
stop
thing
that
though. I
shit
mean,
already, man.
we were supposed to sing sort of like the Hill Street Profits though, but if anybody got the WWE 2K24 game, the Street Profits theme song in the game is different.
Yeah,
It's more so
yeah.
like we want the smoke and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was
It's
like,
dope.
damn,
I like it.
why the hell they never used that?
Yeah, that
So
shit is not. I like
I,
that
I,
shit.
I'm so confused on all of that though. But hey, nonetheless, man, we definitely see WrestleMania is definitely shaping up in the coming weeks. All right, last
Sure.
topic, man. Booker T. Booker T and CM Punk.
There we go.
Man, possibly, yeah, I know, right? Possible confrontation Tuesday uh at 4 at the Performance Center in Orlando. Now I think right now, and I don't know if this is 100% true or not, which I think is false in a way,
Mm.
because I think a lot of people are within the WWE itself. I'm still not, happy that CM Punk is back in WWE. So whether it might be Booker T or Drew McIntyre or whoever else, but I feel like CM Punk still have to have his head on a swivel and watch out for people who wants to see his downfall. We all see him. He's
Yeah,
out right now with the injury and stuff, and probably at NXT just chatting with some of the future superstars of wrestling today, though. But I don't know what this all about. Booker T and CM Punk. I hopefully don't think it's too much, but I just think it's just something to also get people to talk about as well to try to stir up some
bullshit.
stuff with
Yeah.
CM Punk. Yeah.
Booker T be talking shit though. I will say that. Booker
Oh
T talks
yeah.
shit. And I'm not saying it in a bad way either. I'm saying it
Yeah.
more like, Booker T definitely will come on and say some shit. He'll say what he feels, he'll say what he thinks or whatever, but he won't really like try to sugarcoat it too much. But I heard this too. I mean, like we said, I think everybody's like definitely hoping, like, CM Punk, I'm sorry to say this, but this is what happens when you have a bad reputation. I don't give a fuck who started it. If you got a bad reputation and you involved in it, it's your fucking fault. Like, because when you have a bad reputation in situations, bro, you have to do your best to completely get the fuck away from it if you don't want to be involved in that no more. That's just how it goes. That's life, everything, not just wrestling. But it's like, if
Mhm.
you're the guy who got arrested 5, 15 times, whatever, and then you standing next to the motherfucker who burnt the house down and then he run. I don't give a fuck what your story is. I'm getting better. Nah, you going to jail, motherfucker, and you probably going down for it. So
Hmm.
he's got to do a better job of making sure that if you don't want the problems, and listen, figure out a different way to handle shit. I don't even know the full story, but I'm not saying let nobody dog you or whatever, but if there was, confrontation, Booker T says something to CM Punk, or CM Punk says something to Booker T, like, better handle that shit in a different way, because you don't want that same kind of reputation, yo. That's the whole thing. Acknowledge
Yeah.
it and listen, Book. I ain't trying to fuck with nobody. Everybody knows how to back down. Hey, I ain't trying to mess with nobody, bro. So listen, just you say your shit, I'll be good. So
Mm.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
it's petty, probably. I don't. It wasn't that big. Ain't nobody
Yeah.
else talking about that shit.
I hope not. That definitely don't hope not. But yeah, definitely if you do have that reputation, I guess you gotta, work
Yeah,
on something, man, and
for
make
real,
sure that reputation doesn't follow you everywhere you go, though. But
for real, for real.
hey man, great wrestle talk. I just want to say, man, real fast
Sure.
before we roll on out of here, man, some analytics here on the YouTube channel, man. Shout out to India, man. India definitely has been supporting the 11:30 podcast, so
That's
I
what's up.
appreciate everyone, man. Who's supporting the channel as well. Definitely a huge crowd
Sure.
that's been tuning in this episode particular. So I appreciate everyone who's watching on X, Twitter, X, however you want to call it. Thank you guys. Definitely follow the 11:30 podcast and definitely on YouTube, man, here on YouTube as well, and other social media platforms. Shout out to my
Yes,
sis
sir.
April and everyone who tuned in on Instagram. Yo, definitely make sure you go subscribe to the Beeline Entertainment LLC. Man, got some great content, great shows, great vibes, man. Definitely check them out and follow them on TikTok as well. B,
Please
you got
do.
anything? Got anything you want to say before we roll, man?
Yeah, man. We're actually coming back tomorrow night. I do a show called Live in the Line, and we're gonna come back with a couple ladies coming on talking with us. We're gonna talk about a couple of things that's going on, and not our wrestling show, but if you want to check out the wrestling show, we do that on Wednesdays. Wrestle Talk Wednesday, baby. You got the commission at 5 p.m. Eastern time. That's me. That's Dre. That's my man Warren, American Prodigy over there. And then after that, you got Team STR, Straight Through the Ropes Wrestle Talk. We do that at 9 p.m. Eastern time every Wednesday. So if you enjoy the combo, definitely come see us over there. We a team. And we're gonna have a wrestling game, a trivia game that's gonna be coming out pretty soon. I'm still putting it together, but it's gonna be a trivia game. We're gonna try to go head to head with different wrestling podcasts. I saw Devin was in there. I'm gonna hit him up like, yo, you got a couple people that know wrestling with you or whatever. Just come play, see who knows they shit. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. So thank you guys for watching. Definitely support Dre, man. Dre's got amazing content. I love this show. And it's always good, it's always engaging, always a lot of information and talking freely and talking shit. I love it, yo.
I appreciate you, man. Definitely, I appreciate you. For always chatting with brother, man. For real, on this
For
Saturday,
real.
man. I know it's nice outside, and I ain't about to hold too much of you guys' time up, but I appreciate everyone for definitely tuning in. The 11:30 podcast show, new episode this coming Wednesday, and appreciate everyone for tuning in to Beyond 1130 Season 2.
Oh
Season
yeah.
3 will be back soon, man. I keep everyone updated, man, for real. But Brian, man, definitely we'll be chatting this Wednesday on Commission Talk.
Yes,
Once again,
sir.
man, definitely subscribe to the Beeline Entertainment. Hit that subscribe button down below. Like it, leave a comment, and man, share it. It would do me a huge favor. Share the episode. But until now, man, we about to head on out of here. Yo, for myself, Dre, aka Dreonwheels, my guy Brian B. Yo, we out, man. Peace.
Peace out, y'all.